Good evening, everyone. Al and I just wanted to take a quick moment to update you on how we're doing so far, but also to give you some really important information that you're going to need to finish out this week and going into the Labor Day weekend. But we wanted to start with just a brief update on what we're seeing early in the field and just to give you a little bit of information that may help you as you go into your class meetings for over the next couple weeks.
Thanks, Brandon. So just some early order information coming in. We're really early in, but so far indicators are Sarah Chloe is actually selling very well and ahead of what we thought it would right now. Kind of what we're hearing from reps is they're selling about 3 to 4 per class. So far we've got about 150 Sarah Chloe orders in. And also the bracelets and lockets, which we thought it might cannibalize a little bit, those are also up as well. So we're not seeing any cannibalization at all. They appear to be ad orders. Varsity also selling very well, 65% above what Varsity was selling last year. Tags are also up, selling 15% above last year. And finally, ring boxes are selling at 10%, which is about what we thought they would sell at, but that's just online and early orders. We know that the post-sale orders after the invoicing process is going to add to that as well, and we think that's actually going to be the bigger piece of the sale. So ring boxes right now are selling very well, actually significantly better, we think, than what they will.
And that 150 Chloe, that's only with about 50 original orders
Correct.
in the door.
Very few original orders in. So we're seeing about 3 to 4 per school so far.
That's awesome. So I just wanted to give you basically a few updates. Number one, just a reminder, the ADS bonus is this Thursday. So you need to have your announcements in complete status by Thursday in order to be eligible for the ADS bonuses. So I just wanted to remind you to keep that front of mind as you finish out the week. Also, we've gotten a few questions about some of the regalia policies, specifically around the returns on custom gowns, custom stoles, and custom cords. So attached to this video, you're going to see maybe a little cleaner version of the policy update that you saw before. We had heard that reps had some questions, and so we worked on the form to clean it up a little bit, and hopefully when you see that, it'll make a little bit more sense to you as far as what dates everything needs to be turned in, as well as when the order needs to be turned in order to get returns on those custom products. And then also, I've gotten just a ton of questions from reps around our new accounting rules and how we're handling pre-delivery, but most specifically about how we're handling tassels, that you have left over in your office from previous year. And I just want to set your mind at ease that you're not going to be paying twice for those tassels. And attached to this email is a write-up that will explain how that process is going to work, as well as give you an example of what that will look like at the end of the year should you be sitting on extra tassels.
Okay, thanks, Brandon. Just wanted to give you some reminders also, some of the things we talked about in the pocket meeting for incentives that are coming up for this fall. But as you're setting dates and getting into your schools, these are going to be critical. Just a reminder of any regalia schools that you tell us on your forecast that we can ship yet this fall by December 31st, and then we ship them, you get a 50-cent per gown net bonus or a net decrease. So that can be significant dollars for you. Second item is for every one of you who delivers 100 more rings this year by December 31st, there will be $750 in that for you. And then the third item is 2 of you, Tier 1, Tier 2 combined, and then Tier 3, Tier 4 combined. Whoever delivers the most rings increase year over year for this fall, and we ship by December 31st, both qualify for the incentive trip that's coming up in the spring.
That's cool. So last week I had the opportunity to get out in the field, had an opportunity to ride with some reps and talk with some students after the class meeting just to kind of see what was resonating and how they felt about the new presentation as well as the new products. And one of the things that we tested last week was around the varsity program. We know the varsity program is going to appeal to that athletic buyer, but it's also going to appeal to that same buyer who may be looking down the road to win a state championship and get that championship ring. So one of the things that we tested going into the focus group was around whether or not if we offered them the opportunity to trade in their varsity ring for a state championship ring down the road, if that would incentivize them to purchase the varsity collection. And in the focus group following, they thought it was a great incentive and would make them look at the varsity collection differently. And so because of that, and because of the results that we saw on Friday when the rep went back to take the order where there were several varsity rings sold, we are going to roll that out to the country. So if a student, and you can share this in your class meeting starting immediately, there'll be details released soon and it will be updated on the Learning Center. But if a student wins a state championship and they own a varsity ring, they can trade that in for any Lustrium or Suncast championship ring of their choice, which I think is a really cool way for two reasons. Number one, for those students, it takes away that reason why they may not want to buy a ring now. But I think the second reason why this is important, as you get into those competitive situations with Signature, you can leverage this program on why the coach needs to work with Jostens because of the promise that we've made and making sure that parents and students in their schools are taken care of by offering this program. So I think it's a really great tool for us,
cool.
and I think it's just it'll bring some excitement into your class meeting. Along with that, we talked to the students a little bit about the ring designer, and we got an opportunity just to get a little bit feedback on that and what they saw in the class meeting. And then, of course, last week we had a lot of questions and concerns from reps regarding the ring designer and the performance. And I wanted to let you know we are working with the council sub-team. Those are being addressed as soon as we see them. And we have some enhancements that will be coming this Friday as well as next Friday that are going to significantly improve both the consumer experience, the speed, and what we're able to do on that. So as those enhancements are released, we will update you when they come out and exactly what enhancements they are. But to give you an example, it will be improving the size of the designer side so the consumer can see it on the screen, as well as making the print functionality much more bold so the student sees that, and we're getting more web quotes brought into the table. But also the pricing strategies that we talked to you about at the Pocket meeting, where we're going to allow the consumer to basically fall in love with their ring before they see the price. So all of those should help in the consumer experience as well as helping us to sell more rings. And then the final thing that I wanted to talk to you about today is our partnership with the National Honor Society. Our plan is to release that program by the end of this week, so I wanted to just make sure you look for those details that come out. Those details will include the product offering as well as the pricing for that program. And then within the next couple of weeks, you're also going to receive a few samples of the collateral that we're going to have available with the details on how to order more should you need to, or should you decide to run with this program in schools. And I don't know why you wouldn't. So, I mean, other than that, Al, what's important?
I got two last things I want to cover with you just as a reminder that we really, really need your help with. First thing is both diploma and regalia service orders. We're behind about 1,400 right now year over year, and that's going to create a bottleneck in our customer service area as they get those loaded in, if those get kind of bottled up a little more. So do your absolute best to help us to get them into your CSRs. And then the second thing is a reminder to make sure you've entered your dates in Event Manager, or if you're RBO in Salesforce.com, to make sure the event manager is up to date, because those dates trigger information that we put on the web, so the consumers know when we're going to be in schools and when you're going to be in schools taking orders and doing the meeting. And also it drives when we're doing promotions and when to block those out for your school, so we don't have conflicts between some online promotions and whatever promotions you're doing in your schools. Let's make sure we get those up to date and keep them up to date so the information to the consumer is very clear and we're not causing any confusion.
All right, well, we hope you find this valuable. We would like to try to do this more often as we get in the fall and just keep you abreast of what's going on in the field. Please, again, don't ever hesitate to reach out to Al or myself, or reach out to your regional manager should you need anything. We wish you nothing but luck this fall, and happy selling. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.